Hello, I'm Crystal and welcome to the mat today. Today we'll be doing some variation sun salutations using the chair. So I'll be providing a couple different modifications and you can choose which one is best for you. So you'll need a chair today and just a nice, quiet, comfortable place to practice. You can also have a blanket, a pillow, or a towel to place your feet on or to bring the floor a little bit higher to your feet. You want a nice stable ground to practice with. So today we're going to begin our practice with a breathing exercise, a three-part breathing, and this is really a cleansing and calming and grounding breathing exercise, and it really just helps to focus attention on the present moment to become in tune with the sensations of our physical body. So we're just going to begin seated in our chair, and I just want both sit bones on the chair and the feet are planted down onto the ground, so we feel nice and grounded, supported in our chair today. Sitting up nice and tall, creating lots of length in the spine, through the neck area and out the crown of the head. Palms again can rest on the thighs in your lap, and they can either be facing down or palms can be facing up. And if you feel comfortable, you can begin to close the eyes here or just find a soft gaze. So just begin to observe the natural inhale and exhale of the breath without changing anything here. And so if you find yourself distracted by any activity in your mind, just notice those thoughts and then kindly let them go, bringing your attention back to the inhales and exhales of your breath. We'll begin the first part of our three-part breath, bringing either one hand or both hands to your lower belly. And on your inhale breath, begin to fill the lower belly as much as you can. Feeling the belly expand against your hand. And exhaling, drawing the belly towards the spine to blow all the air out. So again, inhaling, imagine you're inflating, your belly's a balloon. You're inflating that balloon. And as you exhale, you're deflating the balloon. So inhale, we're inflating. See if you can feel the belly pressing against your hand. And on the exhales, it's deflating. The belly comes back towards the spine. Inhale to inflate. Exhale to deflate the balloon. Inhale through the nose. Exhale all the breath out through the nose. Inhale, inflate that balloon. Exhale to deflate. Now moving on to the second part of our three-part breath, taking the hands now and placing them on the sides of the ribs. So the thumb will be facing the back and then the fingers are right on the rib cage here. So now in the inhales, I want you to feel the ribs expanding beneath your hands. Take a nice big inhale through the nose. Expand those ribs out sideways. And on the exhale, feel them draw back towards one another. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, feel each rib separate. Exhale. So a little bit different. The ribs are drawing out to the sides here on the inhale. Exhale as they all come back to the center. Keep going with your breath. Now before we move on to the last part of our three-part breath, check in with your posture, see if we're still sitting up nice and tall. Placing the left hand or both hands now on the chest, above your heart space. And on the inhale, take your nice deep inhale breath through the nose. And then sip in a last bit of breath here and see if you can fill up this heart space. See if you can feel that space rise a little below the hands. And then exhale. See if you can blow out all the breath here. Inhale. Sip in that last bit of breath. Exhale through the nose. Feel all the breath leave the body. Feel the chest as it lowers back. So let's leave the left hand here on our chest and we're going to take our right hand and place it back on that lower belly. We're going to put all three parts together. It might make a little bit more sense now to you. So on our inhale breath, we'll inhale through the nose and we're going to inflate that belly. Inflate that balloon in the lower belly. Once we inflate that balloon, we want to feel those ribs expand and sip in that last bit of breath to feel the chest rise. And then on the exhale, we'll release the breath from the chest. The ribs will come back in and we'll deflate the balloon. So just keeping the hands here, see if we can feel that. So just taking one natural breath here as we prepare, sitting up nice and tall. And on the next inhale breath, let's inhale through the nose and inflate that balloon in the lower belly. Filling the ribs, sipping in the last bit into the chest. Exhale from the chest, the ribs, deflate the balloon in the lower belly. Inhale the lower belly, the ribs, the chest, and exhale from the chest, the ribs, finally the lower belly. Continue to practice that with your breath. Once you've completed a full breath cycle, you can release the hands back to the lap and just let your breath return to a natural breath. Just notice how you feel. When you're ready, you can slowly open the eyes. Coming back to our practice, coming back to the mat in the chair. Checking in again with our posture. Let's check and see that our ankles are below our knees, the feet are nice and grounded into the floor, the earth beneath us. Sitting up nice and tall, drawing the belly, the navel into the spine. On an inhale breath, let's slowly take our gaze over to the right, just warming up the neck here. And on an exhale, we'll come back to center. Inhale, turn to the left. Exhale, back to center. Inhale to the right. Exhale, back to center. And inhale to the left. Exhale, back to center. Now this time on an inhale breath, let's drop the right ear to the right shoulder. Slowly. And then slowly, let's just be coming to some neck rolls. Just dropping the chin to the chest. And slowly coming over to the left side. Always taking it nice and slow with the neck. You don't want to crank it. You're more than welcome to take full circles here if that feels okay for you. And just remember to always go in the opposite direction if you choose to do that. And you're more than welcome to stay on one side or the other if you feel a place that's needs a nice stretch. Just remember, this is your practice. Always do what feels good for you. If you ever feel any pain or anything, you always want to come out of a pose. And always just take a pose to your edge for today. Every day is different for you, for your body. And it's up to you to recognize that. So only you know your body and can feel what your body's feeling today. Once you come through center, we'll stop the movement and then slowly lift the head back up to a neutral position. On an inhale breath, let's rise those arms up overhead. Inhale. And on an exhale, we're just going to take a gentle twist to the right. And we'll inhale back up through center. Exhale to the left. Just warming up our spine for some movement today. Inhale, back to center. And exhale to the right. Inhale up through center. And to the left. Inhale through center. This time, we're going to exhale the right arm down to the chair. And just reach that left arm up and over. And inhale the arms back up. Exhale the left arm down to the chair, reaching that right arm up and over. Inhale up through center. Exhale the right arm down. Inhale up through center. Exhale the left arm down. Inhale back up through center. And we'll exhale both hands down to the chair. So coming into some seated cat-cows. Many, again, different variations. You can clasp the sides of the chair with your hands. You can clasp the front, a part of the chair with the hands. The hands can come to the front of your knees. You can also clasp the back of the chair. So again, different variations, so whatever feels good for you. So coming into our cat-cows, I like to clasp the front of the chair. Again, making sure our feet are nice and planted. On an inhale breath, we're going to draw our chest through our shoulders, arching the back, and lift the chin to the sky. Exhale, begin to round and draw the chin down to the chest, feeling the shoulder blades separate here. And again, inhale, drawing the chest forward, broadening through the collarbones. And exhale to round, coming into cat. Moving with your breath, inhale. And again, you could try different variations here. Exhale to round. Inhale to open. Exhale to round into cat. And next time you come through center, we'll come just to a neutral position. And this would be, coming into this position, the ankles again are below the knees. The feet are nice and grounded into the mat. So all four corners of the feet are flat onto the floor. So again, you can use blankets or pillows to bring the floor closer to the feet. Sitting up nice and tall, we want a nice 90-degree angle. So we'll have a 90-degree angle on the knees, and we have a 90-degree angle on our hips. Sitting up nice and tall, the palms can come down to the sides. Our shoulder blades coming down the back of the spine. Sitting up nice and tall in our Tadasana mountain pose variation here in our chair. This is a nice strong pose. Hug the navel, the ribs, hug them in nice and tight here. And from here, we're just going to start to bring in some movement. So we'll inhale the arms up overhead, and your gaze can follow those hands. And then on an exhale, let's begin to fold over the legs. So the chest can come down onto the lap as the hands come down to the feet. You can let the head hang heavy here. And then on an inhale breath, we can come to a nice flat back here. We send the crown out nice and tall. And then we fold down again, letting the head hang heavy. On an inhale breath, rise all the way back up, following the hands with the gaze. And exhale the hands back down to Tadasana, mountain pose. Again, we'll inhale and exhale as we fold. This time we're just going to inhale right back up, following the hands, and exhale the hands back down to mountain pose. One more time, inhale, exhale to fold, inhale, root to rise all the way back up. This time the hands, the palms will touch, and we'll exhale the hands down to heart center. Taking a full breath here. The thumbs press into the sternum. And we can release the hands back down. Palms are facing forward. Just beginning to bring some movement with the breath here. So now we'll just begin to warm up the legs a little bit before we move into our sun salutations. So let's just begin to, we'll start with the right leg. We'll begin to extend that right leg and release. And then the left, extend it out straight and release. Right and left. And just notice how the hamstrings and the knees are feeling here. I just have my palms on my lap. You can also be holding onto the chair here. You may not lift the feet as high as me, and that's okay. Just want you to pay attention how the hamstrings and the knees are feeling, how the legs are feeling. This time when the right foot rises, let's keep it lifted. Point the toes, and then flex, draw the toes back. Point and flex. Point and flex. Point and flex. And then begin to make ankle circles. So just pay attention to how the feet and the ankles are feeling. And then draw into the opposite direction. Again, keep the spine nice and tall. So mindfulness of the whole body here. So we're just doing some ankle rolls, but we're mindful of the entire body. And ending that movement, lowering the right foot down, we'll begin to lift the left, and we're going to point and flex. Point, flex, point, flex, point, flex, hold it, and draw circles with the ankle. And notice how this side feels. Opposite direction. And again, you may feel a little bit of popping, or you may hear cracking. And that's okay as long as it's not painful, okay? And lowering that foot down. Both feet are nice and grounded again. Check that the ankles are below the knees. And now we're going to grab underneath the thigh, the right thigh, and let's begin to lift and lower, lift, lower. Try to keep the chest lifted here. And we're using the hands to lift, okay? So I don't want you to be rounded in the spine. Keep the spine straight, lift, lower, lift, and lower. Let's release, go onto the left side, and notice how your hip is feeling here. Lift, lower, lift, and lower. Lift, and lower. Last one, lift, and lower. Release. Let's come back to our mountain Tadasana pose. Feet are nice and grounded. We're sitting up nice and tall with sit bones. We're grounded into our chair, hugging the ribs up and in, arms down by the sides, shoulder blades are resting down the spine. Our string is drawn up from our crown of our head. Maybe you close the eyes for a moment. Come back to the breath. Take a moment to reset here before we begin our sun salutations. And now slowly open the eyes. We'll begin with half sun salutations seated in the chair. Beginning from our mountain pose, we'll inhale the arms overhead. Gaze follows. Exhale, folding over the legs, all the way down. The head hangs heavy. On an inhale breath, we come to a flat back. The crown of the head comes long. Exhale and fold. Inhale, root to rise all the way back up. Gaze follows, palms touch, and exhale down to heart center. We'll do that again. Inhale. Exhale, fold forward, over the legs, head hangs heavy. Inhale, breath, come to a flat back. Exhale and fold. Inhale, root to rise all the way back up. Palms touch, exhale down to heart center. Last time, inhale, breath. Exhale and fold. Inhale to a flat back. You can modify, the hands can come to the thighs if that feels better. Exhale and fold. Inhale, root to rise all the way. Exhale, down to heart center. Good. Bringing the hands back down to mountain pose. We'll do a full sun salutation from the chair, modification. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, swan dive forward, forward fold. Inhale, we call that sometimes active back, flat back. Exhale to a fold. And this time we're going to come to an inhale to a cobra. So just sending our chest forward here, almost like a cow. And then on an exhale, let's come into cat pose, rounding that back. Inhale, come to a flat back position. And exhale, fold. Inhale, root to rise all the way up. Exhale the hands down to heart center. And again, inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale to cobra. Shine your heart forward. Exhale to cat pose. Inhale, flat back. Exhale and fold. Inhale, root to rise. Exhale, heart center. Last time. Inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale to a flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale to cobra. Exhale to cat. Exhale or inhale to flat back. Exhale to fold. Inhale, root to rise. Palms touch. Exhale down to heart center. We can lower the hands down to the sides, come back to our mountain pose. Take a moment here to reset. Notice how you feel. Come back to your breath. Maybe come back to that 3-part breath. Placing the right hand on the low belly, the left hand on the chest. Gently opening the eyes. Moving on to another modification for a sun salutation using the chair. This time I'm going to use the chair. I'll be standing using the chair as support to hold on to. So if you would rather do the same sun salutation seated in the chair, you can follow along doing what we just did. That's not a problem. If you'd like to try the new one, and you can follow along with me now. So this time I'll be standing behind the chair. And we're going to start with a half sun salutation again. So this time you'll stand right behind the chair, close to the chair. The hands can be on the back of the chair. We'll begin just with a nice breath. Again, actually, we're starting in a Tadasana mountain pose. So this time a standing pose is the feet are below the hips, hip width distance apart. Again, we have the hips are below the shoulders, shoulders stacked over hips, hips over ankles. Okay? And again, the hands are facing forward, shoulders are relaxed down the spine. We can find that Tadasana mountain pose. You can actually lift the toes, spread them wide, and then plant them back down into the earth. Feel all 4 corners of the feet planted into the earth. Feel the energy rising up. Engage your quadriceps. Feel the kneecaps lift. Hug your ribs in. Feel them, draw the navel towards the spine. Really activate the entire body here. Once we feel grounded and supported in our mountain pose, we can begin our sun salutation, our half sun salutation here. So we'll inhale the arms up overhead. Exhale, fold, hands come down to the chair, and you can bend the knees here. Inhale, flat back. Exhale and fold. Inhale, root to rise. Exhale the hands down to heart center. Again, inhale the hands overhead. Exhale as we fold. Hands come to the chair. Inhale to a flat back. Crown draws out long in front of the body. Exhale and fold. The elbows can bend here in the chair. Inhale as we root to rise. Gaze can follow. Exhale the hands down to heart center. One more time. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Arms can bend. Inhale as we come to an active back. Nice flat back. Exhale and fold. Inhale, root to rise. Exhale the hands down to heart center. Bring the hands down to the sides. Mountain pose. Take a moment here. Notice how that felt for you. If this doesn't feel comfortable for you, you can go back to seated in the chair. If you're okay with that, we can move on to a full sun salutation. You can also remain seated in the chair for a full sun salutation. So, standing, we're actually going to take a step back away from the chair for a full sun salutation. Starting in our mountain Tadasana pose. We will inhale the arms up overhead. Exhale, we're going to forward fold. Let's bend the knees here. Inhale, we come to a flat back. Exhale and fold. So this time on the inhale, we come to cobra. Leaning forward, opening up through the chest. Drawing that chest open. On the exhale, let's step back. Come into a downward facing dog. So the ankles are below the hips. The head hangs down heavy in between the shoulders here. So if you're still seated in the chair, you're in a cat pose here. When you're ready, you can step forward. And we're going to come to a flat back inhale. And an exhale, forward fold. If you're standing, you bend the knees. I like to rest my head on the back of the chair. And inhale, we root to rise. Palms touch. Exhale the hands down through heart center. Let's take that again. Inhale the hands high to the sky. The gaze follows. Exhale to a forward fold. Standing, let's bend those knees. Inhale, come to a flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Next inhale, step the heart through cobra. Let that heart shine through. Take a step back. Exhale, come into a downward facing dog using the chair. So the head's hanging through. And the ankles are below the hips here. So this really opens up the shoulders. This feels really nice. So you can even stay here for a couple breaths if you'd like. Then we'll step forward. We come inhale to a flat back. Exhale, we fold. Inhale, root to rise. Exhale the hands down through heart center. One more time. Inhale. Reach those arms overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Take a bend in the knees. Inhale, nice flat spine. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale to cobra. Send that heart forward. Exhale, step back, downward facing dog. Keeping those hands on the back of the chair for support. Step forward, inhale to a flat back. Exhale and fold. Inhale, root to rise. Exhale the hands down through heart center. Slowly lower the hands down to the sides. Let's come back into our mountain pose. Those hands those feet are nice and grounded into the floor here. Feel that energy coming up from the earth. Hug the navel in to the spine. The shoulders are relaxed down away from the ears. Release any tension from the jaw. Come back to your breath. And notice any energy you're feeling through your body. This energy we created through our sun salutations today. When you're ready, you can open your eyes and we'll come back seated into our chair. Let's just come into some stretches. I like to sit a little more on the edge of my chair. And again, my knees are in a 90-degree angle, so my ankles are right below the knees. Sitting up nice and tall. And let's just extend out the right leg, coming onto the heel of the right foot. So my toes are pointed back towards my face. Just want to stretch out the back of the leg. Sitting up nice and tall here, and just begin to fold from the hip. You may not go very far, that's okay. Just want you to feel a little bit of a stretch through the back of the leg. Really draw those toes back to the face. You could also wrap a towel around your foot here. That may help too. And the more you fold, the more of a stretch you'll feel. Just continue to breathe, reaching the crown of the head up to the sky. Sitting back up tall, bringing the foot back, and now just crossing the ankles. Seeing if we could stretch out that right hip. Maybe you can fold a little forward, keeping a nice long spine again. If you can take more of a stretch, we can actually begin to lift the ankle up onto the left thigh. So you really want this left ankle below the left knee here. So it's coming into a figure 4 stretch. Keeping the left or the right foot flexed. Tall spine. You could stay right here, or you can begin to fold from the hips. Keep breathing, sending fresh oxygen down into this area, really welcoming it to stretch out. We hold a lot of emotion and stuck energy in the hips. So we want to let the body know it's okay to relax. It's okay to stretch. If you folded, come back to an upright position. You can stay here to take a twist. You can cross the leg completely over for a twist, or you can just have both feet on the mat for a twist. So I'm going to cross the leg. I'm going to take my left hand to place it on the outside of either this right leg. It's going to be on the outside of the right leg. The left hand is going to come to the back of my chair, sit up nice and tall, and slowly begin to twist open to the right. You could take the gaze with you if that feels okay. So on an inhale breath, let's grow nice and tall through the spine. And then on an exhale, we'll twist more to the right. Taking 3 breaths here. After your final breath, slowly begin to untwist yourself, unwind, uncross the legs. We'll come on to the other side. So straightening out that left leg, the toes pointing back towards the face. Sit up nice and tall through the spine and slowly begin to hinge forward. If that feels okay, just till you feel your edge on this side. Just feeling a nice little stretch on this side. And again, coming back to your breath, inhaling through your nose and exhaling out the nose. Maybe today you could take that 3-part breath in with you, practicing inflating that balloon and deflating as you inhale and you exhale. Sometimes it takes a bit of practicing to get. It's not always easy. If you've hinged forward, come back to a seated position. Drawing the leg in, you can cross the ankles over here. You could start here, stretching out the hips, maybe hinging forward. If you want more of a stretch, we can bring that left ankle to rest on top of the right thigh. You may notice right away one side is different than the other. That's okay. Each side is different. Not a problem. We're not going to worry about that today. So we'll just stretch to our edge on this side today. So maybe we're just here, or if you feel you can hinge a little, let's go ahead and do that. Just come until you feel some stretch, and then we're going to hold there and let the breath take it from there. You can close your eyes and find a drishti point to focus on. And if you've hinged forward, let's draw back up to a neutral spine. You can cross the leg completely over, or again, you can have the ankles crossed, or your legs can just be uncrossed here to come into our spinal twist. The right hand now will cross over to the outside of the left thigh, and the left hand comes to the back of the chair. On an inhale breath, grow nice and tall up through the spine, and exhale, we'll twist open to the left. If it's okay with your neck, the gaze can go over that back shoulder. 3 breaths here. On each inhale, imagine the spine growing taller. In each exhale, imagining twisting a little more to the left. After your next exhale, let's slowly unwind, coming back to the front, unwinding the legs, and coming into our final relaxation. Well, before we do, if there's any other postures or poses or stretches that you may need, please go ahead and take those now before we come into our final relaxation. And I'm going to do my final relaxation in the chair, but you're more than welcome to lay on the mat to come into traditional Shavasana. You could also lay on the mat and do your feet on the chair, your legs on the chair. You can also be seated the way that I will be on my chair. So it's your choice, whatever's comfortable for you. Getting nice and comfy and cozy when you're ready. If you're in the chair, I do want you to have both sit bones planted down in the chair, and both your feet are also still down into the floor. You want to feel rooted and grounded into the earth here. My hands will be on my lap, but this time I'm going to have my palms facing up, and I'm seated back into my chair a little more for support from the back of the chair. Just getting nice and comfortable, making adjustments with your clothes. You can even bring a blanket to you to be a little more comfortable. Making any final adjustments. Just into coming to some stillness for the next couple of minutes. Just to allow the body and the mind to really just soak up all the benefits of our practice today. So just getting nice and comfortable, starting to feel our body melting into our chair, down into the earth, feeling nice and comfortable, rooted, grounded, surrendering down. Beginning to feel the body relaxing, welcoming in this moment of stillness, allowing ourselves this moment of gratitude, this moment to be silent, this moment of stillness. Taking a nice big inhale through our nose, opening the mouth, letting out a gentle sigh. One more time, inhale through the nose, opening the mouth, just letting everything go. Just melting down now, giving way, letting go, surrendering to a few moments of stillness, of quiet, of calmness here in Shavasana. Begin to bring your focus back to your breath. And just noticing those inhales and exhales, the belly rising and falling. And then we'll welcome in gentle movements, rubbing the thumb across the fingertips, wiggling the toes, rolling out the wrists, the ankles, some gentle movements of the head, Maybe you extend the arms and the legs out nice and long. Take a morning stretch like you just woke up. If you're lying down, you could roll onto your favorite side, gently making your way to a seated position, keeping your eyes closed, taking your time as we all meet back to the place that we started our practice today. Sitting up nice and tall, and we'll end our practice the way we began. We'll take one breath together to close out this practice. The arms come out to the side. Inhale. Palms touch overhead. Exhale. Thumbs come to the sternum. Thank you so much for joining me for this practice this morning. Namaste. Open your eyes. I hope you all have a wonderful day. Take your time getting up from your practice today, and I hope to see you again soon. Thanks.